Hi everyone, my name is Terry Westwell and today is Tuesday, which means it's time to discuss our book of the week, which is Everyone in the Group Chat Dies by L.M Chilton. So first, this is a spoiler-free section, so if you haven't read this book yet, don't worry about it, it won't be spoiled for you here. There will be some spoiler-related things that I want to discuss, but that'll be later on in the video and you will get plenty of warning. If you'd like to join in on any of the discussions, send me your thoughts, comments, or even a short video clip of you discussing the book, then I'll list the next upcoming 4 books in the description below. So I rated this book 3.75 stars. Overall, I really enjoyed it. It was fun, fast-paced, and super easy to read. Definitely the kind of book that you can just fly through, especially once things really get going. I have actually read another book by this author, and that was Don't Swipe Right. Now, I don't think I enjoyed this one quite as much as I enjoyed that one, but mostly just because I really enjoyed the ending of Don't Swipe Right. That said, I do think that L.M Chilton does the same thing here, where they just have a really good knack for bringing the book to a really good conclusion, one that is shocking and twisty, yet genuinely satisfying. The big twist ending is definitely one of the author's strengths and one of the many reasons why I've enjoyed his work so far. So a quick summary, this book follows a group of people who are all connected in this group chat where things begin to spiral very quickly. What begins as something relatively mundane turns to a tense mystery as secrets are unveiled, paranoia builds, and it becomes clear that nobody is safe. It plays heavily with modern communication, online connection, and this kind of idea that anyone who you interact with digitally might be more dangerous or vulnerable than you realise. If I had to compare this to any other book, I would probably say that it's somewhere between Bill Wood's Let's Split Up and maybe Till Death. It has a very similar group in danger kind of vibe with modern technology, mystery, and a slightly playful yet still very tense tone. One thing about this book is that it already kind of taps into a trope that I already love, which is essentially this group of friends who are kind of being picked off one by one, whether or not it is a curse or a demon or just a very human threat, and I love that setup. It instantly creates this tension, this suspicion, as well as this feeling of who's next, and I have seen a lot of films like this and have really enjoyed them, but weirdly, I haven't actually read very many books with this setup, and it was really fun to experience it as a novel. And because of that, I think that it made it feel very fast-paced and entertaining without feeling like it was ever becoming too difficult to follow, and it's still very accessible, very easy to read, and I think that that works really well for this kind of story. I also really like how current it felt. I feel like the group chat element really adds a modern edge and makes it feel a lot closer to home. My main issue with this book was more personal preference than anything. I don't do well with a ton of characters, and even when there's not a lot but you're introduced to them fairly quickly or they serve a fairly similar role, I often find myself stopping and thinking, wait, who was that again? And that did happen here, where I was occasionally trying to recall who was who, and it just brought me out of the story a little. Like, it wasn't enough that it ruined my enjoyment, however, it did stop me from being immersed sometimes. And because of that, I think the characters didn't stand out quite as much as they could have, but I do think that that'll bother some readers more than others. So, as for the question, would I recommend the book? Yes, I would. I think if you really enjoy an easy to read, fast-paced mystery where a big twist ending really pays off, then I think that this one is a really solid and enjoyable read. And will I be reading any more by L.M Chilton? Absolutely. Even though I might have ever so slightly preferred Don't Swipe Right, L.M Chilton has proven to be consistent when it comes to endings that feel intentional, planned, and satisfying. And when it comes to this genre, I think that that really counts for a lot. So earlier in the video, I said that you get plenty of warning for any upcoming spoilers. Now, this is that moment, so if you haven't read this book yet, I would suggest going doing that first, because beyond this point, there will absolutely be spoilers. One of the things I really appreciated was just how well the ending pulled everything together. Even though I might have struggled occasionally with keeping track of some of the characters, I do feel like that final reveal just made everything click into place. Just a little side note, like it might just be me, but I think part of my issue with characters is names that begin with the same letter. I don't know why, but I think that if authors could just try and stick to names that all start with a different letter of the alphabet, I think that that would really help. Like, I was getting mixed up quite a lot, especially in the beginning anyway, with Dave and Dylan. Anyway, I will say that I was quite glad that it didn't turn out to be Dylan. I really enjoyed his twists and how he became kind of involved in it all. Am I shocked that the original suspected bad guy turned out to be his father? Not really, but it is like a classic twist that I really enjoy. The twist of who the real bad guy is, though, from the very start, I really enjoyed. I mean, I loved the link to the newspaper article. Like, I knew that we probably knew that it was going to be someone in that photo, but not for a second did I actually consider that it might be someone who took the photo. I didn't see every twist coming, but nothing ever felt random or like it was done just for the shock value. I think that it was very obvious that the author knew where the story was going from the very beginning. And that sense of payoff really matters for me in a mystery or thriller. Even if there are little frustrations along the way, a really strong ending can change completely how I feel about the book. So overall, Everyone in the Group Chat Dies is a fun, modern, twisty thriller that played with the trope that I already really loved and delivered where it mattered the most. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it was entertaining, fun, fast-paced, and easy to read. But let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the group dynamic mystery as much as I did? Next week we'll be discussing Faebound by Saara El-Arifi, so don't forget to get your thoughts and comments in by Sunday the 15th of February at the latest to be a part of the discussion. You can now do this on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram or Discord. The following week will be Brutal Prince, but don't forget, if you do need a little bit longer to read a book, we do now list the next 4 books down below along with the discussion dates. That way you can choose the genre that best suits you and the best time frame to read it in. Thank you all for joining, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's always appreciated, and I'll see you next week. Bye! If you like romance, fantasy, or even thriller, basically anything fiction book related, then I suggest you head on over to the channel's intro video, where you can find out more information on how you can take part in this online book club. We announce books at least 4 weeks in advance, and we accept your bookish feedback in a wide manner of ways. Post your comment below a video, send in a voice note, or even send me a short video clip of you discussing the book. Alternatively, you can just send me a direct message.